Hi, my name is Emily and welcome to Sweet Cute Patterns. In today's video, I'm super excited to be showing you how to crochet this beautiful cowl. So this is a super simple cowl tutorial. It's just a repeat that you do, it's like a 3-row repeat that you just do again and again to make your cowl. It's also super customizable. You can make it as wide as you want. If you want to make it wider than this is, you're welcome to make it wider, or you can also make it longer if you want a more full cowl. Then the other thing I want to mention is that this is the follow-up to last week's tutorial, which was how to crochet this beautiful twisted headband. And if you can't tell already, these two patterns use the same stitch, and so it's a super fun tutorial. And so let's go ahead and jump into the video. A couple things I want to mention before we jump in. First off, if you want the free written instructions for this cowl, check the description box down below, and the first link should be to my blog post, which will be the free written instructions. So if you're ever struggling to understand me with my braces on or whatever else, you can check that free written pattern. And then the other thing I want to mention is if at any point in this video I'm either talking too fast or too slow for you, you can always adjust the playback speed by clicking the little settings gear icon in the bottom right corner of the video. Click playback speed and then you can adjust it from there. So I talk faster or slower, depending on whether you're more of an advanced or beginner crocheter. So let's go ahead and jump into the video for how to crochet this beautiful cowl. You'll need your yarn. I'm using upcycled alpaca wool big from Hobbii, and as you can see, this is the color number 2, this is color number 4, and this is color number let's see, right there, color number 3. So these are 3 different colors of the alpaca wool big, and I just think they're absolutely beautiful together. So I'm going to be using a couple different colors. For the first cowl that I made, I just used all one color and then did this dark brown around the border. But for this one, I'm going to be using 3 different colors, and I absolutely love these colors. So we'll be using 2 strands at once of this yarn. Then you'll need your darning needle, and I'm using just a metal darning needle. Those are my favorite. You'll need scissors, obviously, and then you'll need your crochet hook. Now I'm using the Clover & More brand crochet hook. It's a 6mm hook, and I absolutely love the Clover & More brand hooks. So if you are interested in that hook, you can check the link in the description box down below for the link to the hooks and all the other materials I mentioned, including the yarn. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to start with, my plan is to do gold, then the blush, and then the brown. So I'm going to start with this gold color. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use 2 strands at once. So you're going to find the outside strand, and then you're also going to find the center pole for this little cake. And I find it uses a little bit, this pattern uses a little bit more than 3 balls of yarn. So I have a few little extra leftover skeins of this yarn. And so that's what I'll use if I need extra. Okay, so I found both tails. So we're going to be working with both strands, so from both the center and the outside. Now we're going to begin by making a slip knot. So you're going to put the yarn at the base of your hand, wrap the yarn around your finger twice, grab the back loop, bring it to the front, grab the new back loop, bring it all the way up and over and off your finger. Go ahead and tighten. And from now on till the end of the video, I'm going to be using 2 strands of this yarn, but I'm always going to refer to it as 1 strand because that's just the easiest and it'll make the most sense to you as well. So even though it's 2 strands, I'm calling it 1 strand. So to begin now, we're going to go ahead and chain 29. So to make a chain, you yarn over and pull through, and we're going to go ahead and chain 29. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go ahead and finish these chains off camera, and then I'll meet you right back and we will continue on to row number 1. All right, so I chained 29 and you can see this is how it should look. Now we're going to go ahead and for row number 1, we're going to make a single crochet into the second chain from hook and each stitch across. So the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. You're going to skip that first chain right there and you're going to insert your hook into the second chain right where my thumb is. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through 2. That's a single crochet, and we're going to go ahead and make a single crochet into each chain across, and so you should end up with 28 single crochets at the end of row number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and complete each single crochet and I'll meet you right back. Alright, so I did my single crochet into each stitch across and this is how it should look. Now we're going to go ahead and for row 2 we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and then we're going to turn our work, and now we're going to double crochet into each stitch across. So yarn over, insert into that first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 1 double crochet, and you're going to just go ahead and double crochet into each stitch across. So I'm going to go ahead, make a double crochet into each stitch, and I will meet you back at the end of row number 2. Alright, so I finished double crocheting to each stitch across. This is how it should look now. Now we are going to go ahead, chain 1, turn our work, and for row number 3, we are going to single crochet into each stitch across. So insert, yarn, pull through, and yarn, pull through 2. And you're just going to go ahead, single crochet into each stitch across. You'll end up with 28 stitches. And that is what we'll do for row number 3. And then row number 4 will be where it begins to get more fun and exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and finish row 3 and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I finished row number 3 and this is how it should be looking. Now row number 4 is where it gets fun. So we're going to go ahead and chain 2, turn our work. And to begin row number 4, we're going to double crochet into that very first stitch right there. And then we are going to double crochet, front post double crochet into the double crochet from 2 rows below. So you can see we worked into that first double crochet, which is that one right there. Now we're going to yarn over and we're going to work into the second double crochet from 2 rows below right there. So we're going to yarn over, go around that double crochet like that. So working around the double crochet, that's how it should look on the back. You should be able to see your hook. So you're going around the double crochet, yarn over, pull through, kind of loosely pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that is our first front post double crochet. Now into the next stitch, you're just going to make a regular double crochet. So you can see there was the next double crochet from 2 rows ago, and we're just going to work into the top single crochet right there. So work into the top of the stitch, and this is what you're going to repeat for each stitch across. So you're going to work 1 double crochet like normal, and then 1 front post double crochet, then double crochet like normal, and then a front post double crochet. So to make a front post double crochet, you're going to yarn over, once again, insert into that stitch, the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull up a little bit to make them a little loose because you want them to reach, you want these front post double crochets to reach about the same height as the regular double crochets do. Otherwise you're going to end up with your yarn or your project wanting to curl, and you don't want that. So you want to do loose front post double crochets and then do normal double crochets. So that's what you're going to do for each stitch across. Front double crochet, then a front post double crochet, and you're going to repeat that into each stitch across. So I'm going to go ahead, work row number 4, and I will meet you back in just a moment and we will continue on. Alright, so this is how it should look at the end of row 4. Now I did a front post double crochet, now I did a double crochet, and you can see that there's 1 stitch left, and you're just going to make a regular double crochet into that last stitch. So you should end up with 28 stitches. Make sure to count how many stitches you have, just to make sure that you are doing it correctly, because with doing the front post double crochets and then the double crochet after, it's easy to get off on the stitch count. So just make sure to count your stitches. So that was row 4. Now for row 5, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and we are just going to single crochet into each stitch across. So just single crochet into the top of each of those double crochets. You should end up with 28 stitches like before, and I will go ahead and work these 28 single crochets off camera, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, I finished row number 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rows complete. And we're going to go ahead, chain 2, turn your work, and we're going to do another front post double crochet row. But this time, instead of making a double crochet into the first stitch, we're going to make a double crochet into the first stitch and the second stitch. So you're going to yarn over, insert, yarn pull through 2, and yarn pull through 2. So that's 1 double crochet. Then we're going to make a double crochet into the next stitch. And then into that third stitch, we're going to make a front post double crochet. So we are going to go 2 rows below, and we are going to grab the double crochet that we didn't do the front post double crochet on 2 rows ago. So this is how it should look. You'll see the front post double crochet and front post double crochet. And then this row, we're going to do the front post double crochets between the front post double crochets of 2 rows ago. So hopefully that makes sense. You can see this is how it should look. So front post double crochet, front post double crochet, front post double crochet. So now we're just going to repeat what we are going to do. So we're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet into the next stitch. And you're just going to repeat that now in each stitch across. So now, once you have finished this row, we are going to follow the repeat rows 3, 4, 5, and 6. So basically that's a single crochet row. That's next. Then we'll do row 4, which was this front post double crochet row. Then we'll do a single crochet row, and then we'll do row 6, which is this row right now, where we double crochet 2, and then begin front post double crochets. And remember, for row 4, where we do front post double crochets, it's 1 double crochet and then begin the front post double crochets. So basically we're staggering the front post double crochets. And so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish row number 6, and then I'll meet you for row number 7, and then we will just complete the repeat. Okay, so I finished row number 6, and this is how it should be looking. Now, it's natural for it to want to curl a little bit, or to kind of fold, but if it's folding a lot, you're going to want to consider taking out your 2 front post double crochet rows and redoing them, because that probably means you did the front post double crochets way too tight. So it should look about like this. You should be able to kind of flatten it, and it should look like this. So to finish row number 6, we did a front post double crochet, and then into the very last stitch we did a double crochet. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but for row 4 we did 1 double crochet and then a front post double crochet, and then we ended the row with a front post double crochet and then 2 double crochets. And this for row 6 we do the opposite, 1 double crochet, and then we end with 2 double crochets to begin row 6, and then we end with 1 double crochet. So for row 4 it's 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochets at the end. For row 6 it's 2 double crochets and then 1 double crochet at the end. So now we're going to, for row 7, repeat row number 3, which is just to chain 1, turn our work, and make a single crochet into each stitch across. Then we'll repeat rows 4, 5, and 6, and we're just going to repeat rows 3 through 6 again and again. And I'm going to do 14 rows of this gold color, and then I will probably come back and switch to the blush color. So yeah, let's go ahead, and we're going to work rows, repeat rows 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I will meet you back in a little bit and show you my progress. I wanted to come back and just mention that you'll do a total of 84 rows. So if you're not doing any color changing, you're going to want to do 84 rows of this for this cowl, and then I'll meet you back once you've either done your 84 rows or you want to change colors, either way. So yeah, let's go ahead and get working on this cowl. Okay, so I finished my 14 rows of the gold. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch to the blush color. This is super simple. All I like to do whenever I'm changing colors is I like to just make the last time that I pull through on this, so it's a double crochet. So I have 2 loops on my hook left. You can see I started the double crochet, but I haven't finished it. I like to just take the brand new yarn and just go ahead and yarn over and pull through to finish that double crochet. Then now we have this new color, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, turn my work, And I'm going to go ahead and do 14 rows of this color and then switch over to different colors. And I'll do a total of 84 rows. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a single crochet like normal and keep working, repeating rows 3 through 6 again and again. All right, so I went ahead and did all 84 rows, and you can see I did 14 row intervals of different colors. So I did gold, then pink, then brown, then gold, then pink, and brown. And now we are going to go ahead and work along the side of our cowl. Now the reason for that, also one thing I wanted to mention is if you want to add length to this to make it a bit more of a full cowl, you're welcome to do that. I'm basically out of yarn, so I won't be adding more rows. But if you want to add more rows, you just simply crochet more rows, and then you just want to end with a front post double crochet row. And then once we do our work around the edge, you'll have a single crochet row at the top. So just basically do a front post double crochet row as your last row, and then begin the edging. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my gold yarn because I'm going to do a gold yarn edging, and I'm just going to finish that double crochet. And now we're going to work along the side of our rows. So we're going to go ahead, chain 1, and I'm going to go ahead and do a single crochet decrease over every stitch. So what that basically means is I'm going to go ahead and insert into the base of that double crochet right there. So insert, then yarn over, pull through, then insert into another stitch next to it. That's the side of the single crochet right there. Yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So that's a single crochet decrease, and we're going to do that along the whole side of this. Now the reason for doing a decrease instead of just like a regular single crochet is because whenever you're doing this, that side tends to get a little bit looser and the center tends to be a little tighter because of the stitch. So when you do this, it makes it a nice even work all the way along. So you're just going to go ahead and keep working like that. I find that I work about twice into the double crochets and once into the single crochet. So you can see there's a double crochet right there. I'm going to work into the top, so insert, yarn, pull through into the top of that double crochet, and now I'm going to work into the base of that double crochet, or the bottom of the double crochet. And then I'm going to work into the single crochet right there, the side of that single crochet, and then into the top of the double crochet. And then I'm going to work into the side of, or the bottom part of that double crochet right there. And then I'm going to work into the single crochet. So I'm just going to do the single crochet decrease along the whole side of this cowl, and then I will meet you back once I reach the corner. Basically what we'll do is we'll do 2 single crochets for the corner, then just do regular single crochets across the bottom, then do single crochet decreases along the other side as well. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this side, and then I'll meet you right back. Alright, so I came to the end, and you can see that I have 1 stitch left, one side of a stitch left right there, that single crochet. So I'm just going to work 1 regular single crochet into that, and then you can see there's the chain across the bottom that we're going to work into. So I'm going to insert my hook into that first chain right there, and we're going to make 2 single crochets into that 1 chain to give it a nice neat corner. And now we're just going to make a single crochet in each of these stitches across, and then we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet increase and then do single crochet decreases along this whole side. So super simple, single crochet across, single crochet increase, and then single crochet decreases along this side, just like we did on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I worked along the whole side of this cowl, and now we are going to work across the top. So there's 1 last stitch I can work into on the side, so 1 more single crochet, and then now I'm going to work across the top. So I'm going to do a single crochet increase, and then just single crochet across the top, and then we'll do a single crochet increase. And so I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you right back. Alright, I've come to that last stitch, so we're just going to go ahead and do 2 single crochets into that last stitch to make a nice corner. And now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch to that first single crochet decrease right here. So make a slip stitch. So insert, yarn, pull through, and pull through. And there we go, we have finished our cowl. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, give yourself a long tail, and cut your yarn. And then we're going to whip stitch this closed. So I'm going to go ahead, yarn over, pull through, and then pull up to tie off. And you can see I gave myself a nice long tail. And so now what we're going to do is grab our darning needle, and we are going to close these two ends right here. So to do that, we are going to grab the long tail that we just left. And now this is personal preference, but I personally liked when I did, I personally like kind of the ridge that it gives this cowl. And so I liked to leave that one stitch open, so I liked that look, but you can easily just whip stitch it as well. So I'm going to show you how I did that, and then you guys can do whatever you prefer. So how to do that stitch look, and what's cool about that little whip stitch method is it's a really stretchy, and it's just, I just think it's a really cool stitch. I used it for when I did the granny square blanket. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab, so you have the yarn coming off on this side, and you're going to go under, oh, the yarn's all messed up, there you go. So you're going to grab the second, so the loop, if you're looking at it from this way, it's the back loop. So you're going to grab the back loop, and you're going to grab right there. So grab the back loop right there, going down, and then come up and grab the back loop of the next stitch. So I don't know if you guys can see that. I can grab the back loop of those two corner stitches right there. So grab the back loops of those two stitches, and then you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to grab the back two loops of the two corner stitches. So you're going to go down and then back up, just grabbing the back loops only. And then you're going to keep doing that along this side. So you're going to go through the back loop of the stitch that we just went through, right there. And then you're going to go through the back loop of the next stitch. So basically, there we go. So back loop of the stitch we just came out of, and then you're going to grab the back loop of the next stitch. It's a little hard to explain. But it really turns out beautiful. So now you can see we came out of this stitch. I'm going to go back into this stitch and then come out of the next stitch. And you can just kind of pull it tight along the way. And there we go. So I'm just going to keep doing that, going through the back loop and then through the next back loop of the stitch that we just went through, and then going through the back loop of the next stitch. And then going to the other side, back loop, and then the next stitch. And so yeah, I'm going to keep doing that, and I will meet you back once I come to the other side. Okay, so I just finished working across, and this is how it should look. Now, if you wanted to just do the whip stitch instead because it's a little easier, you're welcome to do that as well. This is just what I personally did. So now we have officially completed your cowl. You're just going to want to go ahead and tie in all the remaining tails. And yeah, congratulations on completing your cowl. Thank you so much for making this beautiful cowl along with me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really helps YouTube to know that you enjoyed this video, and it helps more crocheters find this channel. So that really helps. Thank you so much. And also, if you want to comment down below and tell me what color you made this cowl in, I love to hear from you guys. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and if you want to, make sure to check out the video next for how to crochet this beautiful headband.